Okay, let's look at our art projects for the week and what you're going to be doing. If you're art 1 and 2, you're going to be making a Greek vase and you're going to be making your own scratch art. If you haven't done any scratch art before, this will be a new experience for you. Yay! And then if you have, then you kind of might be familiar with some of the little tools that are involved. So this is your basic process. You are going to first look at the pots that we looked at, but also I would suggest going online and just finding some pots. You may put in specifically, like Google search, what exactly you're into, like if you want a battle scene or you want a god, or if you're going for like, some animals or whatever it is you want to put on there. Of course, you're not limited to something from classical Greece. You can, by all means, put your own modern interpretation on there, whatever you want to. It's completely up to you. You're going to sketch ideas for your pot. That's today. That's going to be your first check. I'll check at the end class tomorrow that you've done some sketches. And then today and tomorrow, you're going to form a final sketch out of what you definitely choose and what you definitely want to do. I'm going to do that on drawing paper. And you are going to probably tomorrow get around to coloring that very firmly with a red or orange crayon. It needs to be nice and strong and bold color underneath, otherwise this won't work very well. Tomorrow as well, you are going to be painting over that with just your black acrylic paint, and you're just going to paint straight over the base, and then you're going to scratch through the black paint and reveal the crayon underneath. Of course, we're going to do the elements of art, principles of design sheet. You're going to present your artwork to the class on Thursday and refine your work. Oh, no, not this week because we're on a half week. So you actually present next week. Okay, here's some common Greek pot shapes that you may consider for what you want your pot to look like. It can be more bowl-like, or it can be something that is tall, like an amphora, something like that. It's kind of completely up to you, or some kind of pitcher or whatever. All right, so here's a little bit of what that looks like, that process looks like. So you can see that you have the red or orange, some kind of color in that family underneath, and you're going to press very firmly, color in your pot, and then you're going to paint the whole thing over with black. You may need more than one coat of black to make this work well. As you can see with this first coat of black, you're not really getting a real, strong black. You may need to come back over it again and then scratch out your design. And there's some other scratches, that's like if you want to do different colors underneath. That's not really exactly what we're going to do, but just more or less the idea of scratch art. Hope you haven't done it before. And here's some other examples of Greek pots.
Jacob.
Okay. All right, if you are art 3 or 4 or anything above that, then you're going to do a Greek god or goddess, and you're going to reimagine it in a modern sense. So you're going to create your own interpretation of that. Okay, so you're going to gather inspiration by looking and researching sculptures and paintings at the time, but you're also going to be looking at some references to exactly what each god and goddess stood for. Like they have a certain symbols and certain things that go with them, sometimes animals, sometimes different weapons that they carry, things like that. So you're going to need to know a little bit about your god or goddess and research them a little bit to know exactly what you want them to look like, because you do want them to encompass that person, even if they are a modern interpretation of it. You're going to do your sketches today, so you're researching your sketches today, and I'll check tomorrow at the end of the period for that planning. And then you're going to choose which god or goddess you're going to do, and you're going to start to sketch out on drawing paper your final version. You may choose your medium for this. You can use crayon, colored pencil, marker, whatever you want to use to create that. If it's something that you're especially excited about out of the closet, I will say that I'm going to limit this to drawing materials and not painting materials, because I'm not going to pull paint out for this. But anything that is sort of a drawing medium, if it's something that you really enjoy, by all means use that. Then, of course, we're going to do the elements of art, principles of design sheet, and present artwork to class, and then we'll refine, turn in. All right, here's some examples of some modern interpretations. As you can see, you can do something a lot more realistic or cartoony, or you can do something that's graphic, like this Hermes example here, that he is very, very graphic. So it's really up to you what style you want to choose. Here's some more examples of, again, in different positions. You can do the whole goddess. Here's Iris, the goddess of the rainbow, and she is full form, and she is a rainbow kind of extracted, but it's her whole form. As opposed to on the right, you have the Greek statue, and the look of the statue very much, but it is most definitely just the face, and even just partially the face as part of the canvas. So that's the whole idea that I have here. I'm taking that modern twist on that, and I'm showing it up close, only using part of it, almost like a picture frame kind of technique here. So a little different. Okay, it can be sketchy, as long as you are definitely turning into a final work. So even if you wanted to do something that was a little bit different, like for instance, this example of Poseidon on the right, you've got a very well-developed face, but and this one's in process, but you can see that it's only done in pencil. I will allow that if it is definitely a final piece and not some kind of unfinished work. Okay, here's two more examples. One of Hera on the right, and then you have on the left Hades with Persephone. Here you have two figures. You can do more than one if you want to, but definitely on the left, a more modern interpretation of Hades, here with horns and very dark, almost abstracted form of him. This is probably done in a bit of charcoal. He looks kind of charcoalish. On other examples, there's another Poseidon, but as you can tell, this is another very graphic type image. It's not very realistic. He's got sort of that graphic element of the circular form with his different areas done with the sea creatures, with the octopus sort of forming out almost a frame here in this respect. So you can play around a lot with this, how you see fit. On the right hand side, you have Medusa, and in this case, a modern interpretation of her with scales coming and breaking into her facial structure here. And although Medusa is not a goddess, she is just a mythical figure. I will take, like Hercules is not a god, but a mythical figure. I will take some of the more common, more well-known mythical figures. You can use them as well. But those are just some examples of your work, the things that I'm looking for. Go ahead and have fun sketching out today. Really explore with your imagination things that you were interested in, that you want to do, the designs that you want to create. Don't feel boxed in by the parameters. It's just really guidelines to help you to find something creative to do, but putting your own twist on it. Right? And again, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see y'all tomorrow.